Welcome guys to Driveway Journey, doing a hopefully short little video here. So I'm in Greenwich, Connecticut, and it's actually the perfect place to make this video. I'm here for the Concourse Day Sport event and then a bunch of other stuff that Miller Motor Cars is doing over here because they always do crazy car shows on top of all the other crazy car shows going on. Behind me, I have two of my dream cars, the Ferrari 360 and the Ferrari 812 Superfast. Very nice coincidence that they're both sitting right next to each other. First exotic that I hope to get into within the next like 5 years, and then the 812, which is one of my ultimate end goal cars. I absolutely love the thing. It's one of my favorite looking Ferraris, and I wasn't actually a big fan when it first came out. When I saw it in person, I like fell in love with it, and I'm like, yeah, one day gotta have this car. So that's one of my absolute end goal cars. I want to make this video, and this is kind of the perfect place to make this video because the prices of Ferraris have gone through the roof recently, and they've been slowly climbing over time, but recently, like with the release of new cars like the 296, which is a hybrid, people generally have a good opinion of the car, but it's not a perfect opinion, right? Some people just don't like the car. It's a V6, it's a hybrid. Then you got the Luce that came out, which I'm not even gonna go into in this video all that much because that is just an absolute disaster. Before this came out, now I'm recording this in the United States in Connecticut, like mid 2026, so May. Prices of 360s, we'll touch on the 360 in the back there first. The prices of 360s, the F1, now that one's a manual, which is really cool, but the F1 transmission, which is actually kind of the one that I want more, just simply because personally in my childhood, when I first saw the paddle shifters, I'm like, dude, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen like in my life. And the idea of just like ripping the paddles, I just thought it was really cool. Now I did have a manual BMW M2, so I do like the manual experience. Personally, I think because of kind of the racing heritage of the F1 box, I kind of would want F1 paddle box 360. The prices of the 360 for a while were, you get them in the 80s, you can get them in like the 90,000 range. For $100,000, you can get generally a pretty good example in this area, or at least if you have imported from a neighboring state, stuff like that. But within like a month, they're now like 110 to like 120,000 for like a decent spec. That is nuts. Like the only thing you're getting for like 90,000 now, and this, bear in mind, this is like the past month. The only thing you're getting for like 90,000 is like the worst garbage examples, like seats torn up, leather peeling, like real garbage. That sucks because I went from being able to just about afford one to now I'm completely priced out, which I mean, it's still crazy to say I'm in that kind of a position where like this is very doable comfortably in the next like couple of years, and I've worked very hard to get there. But now it kind of sucks because even the Ferrari 360 is kind of pricing me and a lot of other people out of the market for 360s because people don't like the Luce. People don't like all the other stuff that's being released by Ferrari. They're not really what they were 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I mean, that's all car brands, but Ferrari has such a mythical heritage that it's a little different when they release stuff that people don't like. It's very different. The situation that kind of exists now is, whereas before an entry-level Ferrari you could get into for $100,000, now you really can't anymore, and that was in literally a span of like a month. And even the Ferrari California, which you can get in like the mid to high 70s, 80,000, 90,000, you have a decently like very good spec. And that's not the California T, that's just the base California. Now even the Californias are starting to push 100,000, which is insane. Even the Ferrari that nobody wanted is now like pricing people out. You look at 458 Spiders. A month ago they were selling for about $250,000. Like at auction you could see them like 250,000, 255, stuff like that. And I just looked the other day and now they're selling for 350,000. So in a span of like a month, that's like $100,000 appreciation on the Spider, which is ridiculous. Like that's unfathomable. As car guys, I think we're in kind of a really crappy position because like two of my dream cars are sitting behind me. One of them I was able to more or less get into. Ooh, beautiful 355 Spider driving by right now, which also has appreciated to ridiculous amounts now relative to the fact that it's like a 30-plus-year-old car now. It's just a crappy position to be in as a car guy, and this is all coming from like somewhat of a place of privilege where you can afford to start looking at these cars like, okay, in the next like 2-3 years you can buy one, right? And then within 5 years comfortably buy one, right? It's a very nice position to be in, right? So I don't want to sound ungrateful or like a douche or anything like that, but it's to the point where like cars like this, like even base Ferrari 360s, like they're such a weird car because it's a base Ferrari. There's nothing all that special about it. It's not all that powerful. It's got like 400 horsepower. These cars are now basically becoming an asset class that no one really saw as an asset class. Like before, you would have to buy like really insane special limited edition cars, you know, all the obviously old collector stuff. That stuff was, you know, its own asset class. But now even like base model Ferraris are becoming assets that like you buy and they're gonna appreciate. Now I'm not talking about the new stuff, like all the hybrid stuff, the turbocharged stuff, like everything basically from like the 458 back, that stuff is appreciating like crazy. And it's not going to come down. It's not tied, from what it looks like to me, to the market. It's not tied to any recession, where if we have a recession, the prices are going to crash back down. Yeah, they might drop a little bit, but they're never going to be what they once were because they're just not making cars like this anymore. You look at the old stuff, like here's the new one, right? F8, you know, generally people like the F8, but it's a turbocharged car. People have a kind of negative opinion about that. You have the 812, which is a ridiculous car, but it's expensive as is. I mean, these are still like what, 300, 400,000, whatever they are. 360, especially that one, which is a manual. It's not a car that, it's a manual 360. Like they're not making these anymore. And now people are realizing it as all that comes out is like turbocharged crap or electrified crap like the Luce. People want these. These are now becoming admired. Same with the 430s. I see there's a little 430 hiding in the corner there, a little spider, a little blue one. That is the position that we are now as car guys. For those of you that are like luckily in a position to be able to slowly start looking at getting into these, like we're getting priced out of these. And it's a weird thing that like no one I think ever thought would genuinely happen, that like base model cars would become an asset class or part of that asset class where you buy one and generally going to make money, right? There's not too many things outside the stock market, real estate, some antiques where that happens, right? Watches are like a big one. If you buy the right luxury watches, like certain Rolex models, you know, your APs, Pateks, all that stuff, if you buy the right models, you're generally going to make money on them. So that is kind of its own asset class. Cars have always been a depreciating asset, with exception of very few cars, or like the really old and rare stuff, like your, you know, 250 GTOs, whatever, which always seem to sell at auction for higher than ever before. And now it's happening to base models, guys. So as car guys, we are cooked, as they say. Laws are not going to change back towards the car guy. Everything's going to remain turbocharged. Everything's going to go EV and hybrids. And even if they have the ICE long enough, like alive, it's still going to be some hybrid version of it. It's still going to downsize. You're never going to have V8s again. You're never going to have V12s once like they finally stopped making them. The fact that Ferrari's still making a V12 is insane and kind of hard to believe, to be honest. Like the naturally aspirated 12-cylinder. These V8s now, even like a V8, like you can still buy V8s. They're rare, but not terribly rare. And yet they're appreciating, and it's really crazy as a car guy to see cars appreciate. Like I could buy a Ferrari 360 and I would almost be guaranteed to make money on it, with exception of like the garbage models, like the ones that are like torn up, like damaged, accident history, like clean models, right? You're almost guaranteed to make money, which is wild to say. Yeah, I just wanted to discuss that, or at least give my opinion on it, at least say that I'm acknowledging the fact that this is a thing now, that these cars, the base 360s and everything else, is all of a sudden appreciating to holy hell because of the Luce and all the hybrid stuff that is being released. This is a very sad time that by the time we're able to afford Ferraris, we'll probably be priced out of Ferraris. And it begs the question, who is next? Because this happened to Porsche. All the old naturally aspirated stuff is now ridiculously expensive. It's commanding ridiculous money for their models, right? Happened to Porsche. Who really is next? Lamborghini, I think it's very possible that it'll happen to Lamborghini. They don't have as many models as Ferrari, so it's, you know, hard to say exactly how it's going to affect them. Aston Martin, I think it can affect Aston Martin soon too, but Aston Martin's one of those weird brands that has always struggled to really keep up with Ferrari and Lamborghini in terms of like prestige and, you know, just the name, right? Everyone knows Ferrari, everyone loves Ferrari. There's a certain heritage there that, you know, even though Aston Martin has its own insane heritage, it's not not Ferrari. I'm interested as a car guy to see what's going to happen next in the car world for like used car prices like these, because not many people are buying the new stuff like the Luce. I can't imagine many people are going to buy the 296. I believe it's the Speciale is like the special model of that. You can get one of those from what I consistently see online without having to really wait or buy anything else to get an allocation. Like they're being offered to people, because typically you have to buy the base Ferrari, you have to buy the SUV, you have to buy the piece of junk, the this, the that, the everything, and then you get the special allocation, where now it doesn't seem to be the case. The market is acting very weird towards new Ferraris, and everyone's turning to the old stuff. Very crazy position to be in as a car guy. To any of you guys that have Ferraris that managed to get into them, like the old stuff, like the 360s, the 430s, enjoy them. Do not sell them, in my opinion. Like, sit on them and just watch what happens, because I foresee them going a lot higher. Hard to say where the floor is going to be on these cars. Like the 360, 100% at some point is going to be like a $170,000 car. It's just how long will it take to get there? Will it ever reach 200,000? I think 200 for the F1 might be a stretch, or that might be like the absolute bottom of it, because I can't imagine anyone paying more than that, because it's still a 360. Hope you guys enjoyed this little car thoughts video from me. So if you like it, leave it a like. Let me know your thoughts on this new asset class of Ferraris that we seem to have that are appreciating all the way to the moon. Thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time.